Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Kira Jones
I'm Carly Jones.
and we are
Boss
Mammies. So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling quite powerful, are you?
I'm feeling so powerful.
But I'm a little bit nervous as well.
Come here, you're always nervous whenever we're doing a podcast, but I feel like this podcast is one that is going to have a few people's nerves gone.
Yeah. To say a few. Right, okay, shall we delve into it? You ready?
Yeah.
So many people were asking for updates or a bit more detail about the IVF journey.
Yeah.
So we are just going to deep dive right into that IVF journey and give you a lovely, juicy update.
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
So obviously with our first podcast, it was dropped with me basically announcing that I do have some fertility issues. Or maybe I don't have fertility issues, but my IVF has just hasn't worked the last 2 rounds for some strange reason. So I did a transfer the end of last year. It was my last transfer and it was unsuccessful. But with me and Carly, we always have a plan B.
There's always a plan B, but for those new listeners as well, I think we should update them on just rewind a little bit back. So obviously over the last year, we've been trying to create baby number 2.
Yes. So we have our beautiful baby tiger at home.
Yeah. So he's 3, isn't he? And he's a little babe.
So cute.
And obviously we as a married female couple, we want another child. It's only natural that we're now going to want the genetics of you.
Yeah, so
Isn't
Tiger
it?
is Carly's genetics.
A little mini Kira darting about. And, you know, a lot of couples, the lesbian couples that we know, you know, sometimes when you've done an egg collection and you're sat there with, you know, 10 embryos in the freezer left.
Yes.
Sometimes the couples just decide to continue using the same embryos. It doesn't matter who the genetics are.
Yeah, they don't.
You know,
Yeah.
An embryo's an embryo. The baby's going to be loved no matter whose it is.
Yeah.
But this is what we've decided for us, isn't it? And what we want to do.
Yeah, totally. I feel like this was always our plan. Like me and Carly would always carry the first one because you're a bit older than me, and then I'd carry the second child. And that was just always the plan. And obviously life does throw curveballs in the way, but you do not change your goal. You make a different choice and you get there by using other
means and methods.
and
I think the good thing about us is, you know, if we've got our eye on the ball, the end goal, literally, not balls as in balls, babe.
Oh, geez.
Is that why you were laughing? Is that why you were laughing?
I was laughing
We've
because
got
I
the eye
couldn't
on the
get my
balls.
word out. I don't have my eyes on any balls.
I know you should. I hope you don't, hon. No, what I mean is eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize.
No balls allowed over here. Okay?
No balls. Right, so
so let's start off with your journey. Let's give the listeners a little bit of a breakdown. So you did your IVF. Was it five years ago?
So the feedback that we keep getting is, girls, you keep swiping over some certain subjects and you're not delving really deep. So we've decided to just give you it all today. So it was, I think it was at 35.
You were 35, yeah.
So when I was 35, we paid for our IVF and we created 10 embryos, didn't we? Which was, I was so lucky and pleased and blessed to create that many embryos. And it was,
oh my God, you created so many.
I
and
know.
Here's me like struggling to get an egg.
I know.
You were like superhuman. Like you got so many eggs.
I think because, I mean, they did say it was when I had one of my ultrasound scans that I was borderline polycystic ovaries. So I don't know if that, I think that means that you've got more follicles to produce eggs, basically.
But even when your eggs all netted down, you got something like 23 eggs in total.
No, it was 24, I think, and then it netted down to, was it 17?
Oh.
And then it went down to 10 in the freezer.
Yeah,
blastocysts.
which is
5-day embryo, basically. So an amazing result. And
we got a gorgeous boy tiger.
We got a gorgeous boy tiger out of it, yes. And obviously a lot of things have happened over the last few years. And it's kind of led to where we are now, trying to create baby number 2, hasn't it?
Yes.
And baby number 2, I think we got a little bit cocky because we kind of thought, well, I've had such a successful round. You're a nice young spring chicken.
Yeah.
That we would be fine.
I thought I'd just be popping them out like Smarties, but here we are.
Yeah, we are.
But
Who
look
thought?
I always say it, and I don't know if it's from me, like being in the beauty industry over years, like you learn how to kind of approach certain subjects with clients. And I used to always say to people, like even staff, like don't ask someone, when are you going to have a baby? I'd always say like, would you like to have a baby? And I've always been quite mindful of that. And I used to always say to like people or clients that are being mature, no one knows until they go to try and have a baby. Like I might struggle. And I used to say that so openly.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've kind of like not manifested it, but I feel like I've prepared myself because no one knows what's going to go on till you struggle. And this is a fun fact. Like recently I've been doing a lot of acupuncture, fertility acupuncture and fertility Reiki. And do you know that like in the last 2 years, it's 1 in 2 couples that need IVF treatment.
That's crazy.
And it used to be 1 in 5.
Yeah.
Like what is that telling us?
Why though?
Environment, foods.
Yeah. Just toxic stuff.
Toxic environments.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that program on Netflix, Toxic Town?
Oh yeah, Toxic Town.
Like, that's so bad. Like, and it is all these chemicals I think that we're breathing in day in day
But
out.
how it could be the COVID jab? Who knows?
Oh, come on.
Who knows? Let's
Don't
not even go
get me
into
started
that.
on my conspiracy theories on the COVID
We'll be
jab.
here all day.
But how mad is that it's 1 in 2 now?
Yeah.
But I feel like we've been kind of sent this battle because we are strong women.
Yeah, we are strong.
And we had a really good run up and a great life. And this is the only shit thing that's kind of...
And we still have a great life.
Yeah.
We've got a gorgeous life.
We do.
The
I'm
only
always
thing,
grateful.
the thing is, we can't control this, and you know,
Yes.
unfortunately and sadly, we can't just click fingers and make your body produce healthy embryos and for the transfer to work. But the way we're feeling now is like the universe has sent us some signs,
100%.
and it's changed our trajectory, and we've made some decisions as to what our future looks like and why we've made this decision on what we're doing next.
Yes.
And what we've decided to do is we are both going to do a dual egg collection in Cyprus.
Together.
At the same time. We're cycle sisters now. Literally cycle sisters. Without going into too much detail, but obviously it's probably about 95% women watching this anyway. So yeah, we're on the same cycle at the minute. So hopefully that continues into next month.
Yes. And if it
the month
does, it'll be a
after.
day or two apart. Like,
But it just means that when we're out in Cyprus, and we'll come to why we're moving to Cyprus as well in a sec, but it means that we'll be injecting literally on the same days and all through the same thing. And the end goal is for us to have enough to secure our future and our kids, and we are in complete control of everything.
yeah, ourselves.
Nobody can ever take anything away from us in the future.
Yeah.
And that's that. And then we'll see where we go from there and what we do. And then obviously you will have a transfer
Yes.
of some description.
I'm really excited. I am. I feel like I've kind of come to terms with why it's not been working
Yeah.
right up until this point.
Yeah.
I feel like, as you say, science, things have happened. And I'm like, do you know what? I'm ready for a fresh new start. I never thought I'd want to do another round of IVF again. I never did. Anyone that's out there and that's done it, they know how hard it is. But now I've my lovely wife that's going to do it with me.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to do it
We'll
together.
We'll do this together.
Hand in hand.
In the
and
sun.
we'll be in the sun. We're
In
just
a
going
nice
to
villa.
go over to Cyprus for 4 or 5 weeks, rent the sun and villa, chill out, relax, good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. Right, so let's get into why we are going to Cyprus for our next round of IVFs.
Yeah, let's go for it. Right, so Cyprus, the fertility rates in Cyprus for IVF are really high. The
80%
success rate.
Success rate.
80 to 90 on some of them.
it?
Yeah, and we spent ages choosing and researching and looking at the right clinic. And we'd already made the decision that you were going to go to Cyprus and have an egg collection. It's only in the last few days, literally, that I've decided I'm going to have an egg collection.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That you have to have
because
another egg
something,
collection.
something has happened
Yeah.
that has made me come to this decision.
Yeah. Which we will
So
speak about.
We'll speak
soon.
about in the future.
Yeah.
When we're ready. And when the time
this
is right.
podcast is all about us and our next journey. We've been recommended Cyprus by a lot of people. I think as well, at the start of this podcast, like a lot of you will remember that I didn't even want to talk about my fertility issues. I kind of just wanted to brush it off, do it by myself, be a big girl. But since I did open up about it, it's helped me so much because the amount of women that have reached out to us on our Instagram social handles, Boss Mammies, everyone like, and no one realizes, you think it's only you, but it's not.
Oh,
And
it's crazy.
Oh,
Scary how many people are
we have
on the
such a great community around us. So
IVF
grateful.
warriors.
Oh, IVF warriors.
Isn't it?
Literally, yeah.
But there is so many people struggling with IVF and fertility, and it's concerning because it's like, what is causing this?
I think as well, personally, like the UK are only allowed prescribe certain medications or whatever they're like HEFA.
Yeah, so HEFA is the regulator in the UK. As if it's called HEFA, but HEFA. And basically they regulate IVF and make sure every clinic is following their rules and regulations and doing everything by the book. And they'll come in and do audits and all that kind of stuff. But like there's all these boundaries and rules and regs that mean that they can't really pump you full of a certain amount of hormones.
Yes.
But in Cyprus, they can overload you. They can drug you up to your bloody eyeballs. But I mean, give me all the drugs and make me pregnant. Like, not me pregnant, but us pregnant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we just want to get embryos. Give me embryos.
Yes, totally.
So the goal is to create as many embryos as possible, isn't it?
Yeah. And then, because I don't think people know this about us, but we do want a big family.
You would do. We want a lot of kids.
And we've always wanted a lot of kids, hence why we've had all other embryos be in storage the last 3-4 years. But like, some people say, oh, you only want one or more. And I'm like, no, I want like 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah.
Like, we do.
Yeah.
We're like the Brady Bunch going around, watch.
Yeah. I think because we've got such a gorgeous kid and Tiger, like he is just amazing. And we've both watched each other flourish as mums.
Yes.
And you know, I think we're so patient and lovely in our parenting techniques with him, and 100%. We're bringing up a gorgeous little boy.
Yeah. I feel like I am just going to have a girl. I think you will. I just feel like, and you know, like I know my body will never want a penis inside it.
Oh,
ever. But it's true. I never have had one inside me, and no, I never will. Well,
lovely.
Hopefully I'll get a girl.
No, you might. Hey, you'd be grateful no matter what it is.
Come here, you'll be grateful once it's healthy. But I don't know why. I just always visualise me
being a girl,
popping out a girl.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Right. So
and then Tiger being a big brother. So we've been recommended Cyprus by a lot of people online. It was actually when I did my last transfer, and during that 2-week wait, there was a lot of people just, I don't know if it was like New Year, people just reaching out to us and just giving us some information on their clinics that they went to in Cyprus. So me and you did a lot of research, found an amazing clinic, which will pop up on TikTok and stuff, and we're over there doing it. But the reviews on this clinic, 4.9.
And hundreds and hundreds of reviews.
Thousands.
So basically as well, it's a massive big hospital.
Yes.
Private hospital. In Cyprus, and they've also got like a genetic testing centre there as well on site, so
they don't have to send them off.
What they can do is, once they've took out eggs or created embryos at the embryo stage, they take a little biopsy off the side of it, so it doesn't damage any of the embryos, and they can then make sure that they kind of like, they know if an embryo is not going to be viable or not.
Yes.
So for instance, obviously we do not want to transfer, if we can avoid it, any embryos that aren't going to make it. And sadly in IVF quite often, you know, there's a certain percentage of embryos that were never meant to really be. They were never meant to be. There would be a problem. There'd be a miscarriage in the future, possibly.
They don't have the right amount of chromosomes.
That's it.
Basically,
that's
evolve.
The science term, yeah.
See, you do know
your stuff a bit. Yeah, you've got smartness in you somewhere.
I have to when you're going through it. But yeah, so basically an embryo, it will not continue to grow unless it has the right amount of chromosomes to do so. So when people miscarry, it's usually because the embryo hasn't had the right amount of chromosomes to then basically grow into a fetus, baby, whatever. So they genetically test them over there. They test them for a lot of diseases like Down syndrome, spina bifida. Obviously, you can do gender selection as well. And just, didn't she say, like we had a phone call yesterday, there was like 200 at least that they test for.
Yeah, there's so much,
abnormalities.
But abnormalities and future problems and things, and they do it in the UK as well. Don't forget, they do actually that bit, but they don't. You can't obviously get gender selection in the UK.
They do it, but I've never been offered it once.
They seem to make it difficult because I think that they have to be sent off to a proper testing centre. So I don't think the actual clinics do it themselves.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that we're going to get the question as well about Cyprus. So Cyprus is only slightly cheaper than the UK, I think, on IVF.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that cheaper once you add everything up.
No, you're still looking around probably 10 grand.
Oh, easy.
Per round.
Easy. And if we're doing
Yeah.
a double egg collection, I mean, we haven't added it up yet, actually.
Do you think they'll do buy one, get one free?
A buy one, get one free dual egg collection. Imagine. We've spent it off on IVF, help us.
I know we've spent the bomb on IVF, but look,
It is what it is.
We're in a
It
nice
doesn't matter.
position.
It
Yeah,
doesn't matter
it
how
doesn't.
we're lucky enough to be able to afford IVF.
we'll do whatever we can to get you.
Yes, we will. We'll do whatever we can. There's certain things now that we've had to put off. The plan is now to go to Cyprus in May/June. Hopefully it's May.
And Carly's had to cancel her 40th.
I've had to cancel my 40th birthday party.
But we'll have it after it. We'll do it after.
But
Don't panic.
where's the priorities?
Exactly.
A party or our dream
I
goal
know.
and outcome here. So, but we're feeling excited, and this is going to be a really interesting summer, and hopefully, there'll be some sort of big. Hi, I'm pregnant. We'll see.
I feel like, look, we've had a shit year. We've been trying to have baby number 2 the last year, over a year now.
Something was telling us to
To
change
make
direction.
changes.
To
Yeah.
change direction.
And sometimes things are done that's out of your control that makes you need to then change direction.
Yeah.
And I do believe everything happens for a reason. So
Everything does happen for a
everything
reason.
happens for a reason.
It
Cyprus, we're coming for you.
We're coming for you.
So how are you feeling having to do another round of IVF? Because I'm only 33. You're 40
Are you
in
not
May.
34?
Oh,
You're 34, not 33.
I'm 34 now. Only about a month.
I was thinking,
I'm
oh my
23,
God,
we're just
have I
gonna
got
stick
our age wrong in my head?
Right, I'm 33. And you're 39.
Well, I'm basically 40, aren't I? I'm 40
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks. Me having to do an IVF egg collection now at 40 was something that I never planned for. I never thought it was ever going to happen. I thought we were
Future proof.
comfortable and future proofed. Obviously, after getting 10 embryos created when I was 35, and obviously I was in my peak fertility then,
Yeah.
and now I'm not. And remember when last year I did some blood tests, and my scans, and my AMH had dropped, had halved. It had halved.
And
now
also your follicles. So when Carly went the first time for IVF, she had like 42, 43 follicles. And when you went last year before I went,
it was 20 odd. But that's
you had
still,
like 20 something, but they've depreciated by 50%.
but that's still a good amount. 20 is a good amount.
You have more follicles than me.
That's crazy, isn't
Like for
it?
your age,
That's crazy.
You do have a lot more.
Yeah.
Mine is just normal, but you have a lot more
Yeah.
for your age.
So I recently had the bloods done at the fertility clinic, and they're going to then send them off to Cyprus. So you've already done yours.
Oh my God, mine.
You had to do yours on a finger prick. I just couldn't do it. And then I've ended up, yours cost 270 quid.
Yours cost over a bloody grand.
Mine's cost over £1,000 for these frigging
'Cause
thingies. It
she
would
wouldn't
have been cheaper if we'd just flown to Cyprus and got the blood test
You know
done
what?
there.
I'm not even messing. You can still see the pricks on my finger. Look at the tree.
Excuse me, hon.
Um,
Look at these.
look at these pricks. But
Right, anyway, so
they'll do all the tests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Please God, we'll get some good news. Mine always comes back fine anyways.
So hopefully the AMH hasn't depreciated again and again. It probably has a bit, but we'll just see what position I'm in.
Yeah.
And look, Cyprus will then know how much they need to pump me full of hormones to get a good amount of eggs.
Yeah.
Be funny. Imagine if I get more eggs on this one than I did on the first round 5 years ago.
Oh
4
my
years
God.
ago.
We'd be like that couple, 30 kids and counting, 40 and counting.
Do you know what you've got to do? What you've got to do, haven't you?
Yeah, no, you will. I know you'll be totally fine. I feel like I'll be totally fine as well. I
Yeah.
feel like new direction, new changes, everything happens for a reason.
The fact we'll be doing this together is nice,
so
and we're
cute.
going to document everything on TikTok. And when I say everything, and
everything.
everything. Be prepared. Brace yourselves.
Everything we documented. Because it's such a different thing to do. Like,
I've never heard of two
wives.
couples, like whether they're wives or not, but I've never heard of them do an egg collection at the same time. Have you?
yeah, it's usually one down, one on the other.
Or the other,
Yeah.
or then they wait a bit. So it'll
Yeah.
be. Well, do you reckon we'll want to be pulling each other's heads off being pumped full of hormones when we'll be absolutely raging, or do you think we'll just be chilled in the sun?
We're just so chilled in the sun, just happy. We'll have baby boy. We'll get some family over if they just want to come over. Like, just lovely long walks. We'll make sure there's a CrossFit near.
Lots of fitness
just
and health.
It'd be just so nice being away. It really will.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm finally getting a 4 or 5 week holiday.
You've been pestering us for a long time, haven't you?
10 day in your home, so I'm buzzing.
Yeah. I love that. But no, I think being in a different environment in the sun, obviously vitamin D is so important for eggs and pregnancies, isn't it? So there's got to be loads of different factors as to why Cyprus is like
higher rates.
Yeah, not just the hormones and all that. It's got to be a lot of other stuff as well, surely.
Yeah, 100%. We had the phone call with our specialist yesterday as well in Cyprus, and oh my god, they're amazing. Just blow us away.
Yeah,
like I've never. In the whole, we're going through IVF 5 years now, say since you started, I've never in the whole 5 years had an in-depth meeting.
A lovely meeting.
That was just, it was so nice. Like I walked away from that and I was like, wow.
So excited. And do you know what it is as well? In Cyprus, you get one person that communicate with you on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
you don't have to keep going backwards and forwards on apps, and then you get a different person. You get passed from pillar to post. And the clinic where we're at now, it's just a bit like you get passed from different person to different person. It just starts to drive you a bit mad.
Yeah, it does. And I don't like to badmouth people in the UK, but I do obviously think that like fertility clinics in the UK, HEFA will only let them prescribe a certain amount of medication. Like my first one, that was a fail. The second one was doubled. Something has to be changed. You need to change your protocol.
Your first protocol, I think, in my opinion, was too weak.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So they already knew that you had a lower AMH and lower follicle count for your age. Yeah. But then for some strange reason, they put you on quite a low dose of Overleap.
Yeah, Overleap and Overmex.
Yeah. So, and then on the second round, so that round, I think they pulled the eggs out of you too quick as well.
Oh, 100%.
They could have done with a few more days to grow into bigger eggs. But anyway, none of those eggs made it to an embryo stage. No. So that was a complete failed round, wasn't it? And then after that was...
they put me on... I actually said, look, I think I need a new medication. Like, it's not worked. They're like, no, please just stay with this one. Doubled the dose. So instead of being on 150, I was on 300. But again, they left me down about 12 days before the egg retrieval operation.
A bit longer. Yeah. They were going to pull you a few days earlier, and then at the last minute, they called us, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they were like, right, no, we want a few more days.
Yeah, after the doctor reviewed it, look, we want to just try and...
So thank God they did. Yeah. And then we came out with, I think it was 9 on the second round, 9 eggs. The first we came out with 8, but none made it.
No.
The second round we came out with 9, and then it just netted down. And for some reason, your fertility, the rate of fertilization was incredibly low.
Yeah.
So for some reason, you only came out again with 4 eggs that were viable to go on embryo stage.
Yeah, and it's so strange, isn't it, that because like
the average rate is about 80% fertilization rate.
I think it's like important to say that like when I was going through my checks, the only kind of thing they noticed with me was that my AMH was a little bit lower than average for my age. But also then on the second transfer that we did in January, they had me on extra jabs. Remember?
Yeah.
So I had the transfer and then Carly had to jab me.
In the arse.
In the upper arse.
That was a nasty injection. What was it again? It was like that oil.
It was
what was it now?
Oh, it was...
Was it progesterone?
Estrogen. So I was on estrogen injections, and they had to go in intermuscular.
And every time that we injected it, you were left with a great big lump and a bruise, weren't you? It was so bad. Anyway, so they did a little bit extra to try and help this connect, and
they did a blood test before they did
to help you try and be pregnant, basically,
to make sure that my progesterone and estrogen levels were okay. And again, everything was okay, but just a little bit lower. So then they put us on the injections after the transfer, but even that didn't work. So it's weird, isn't it? It's like
I think for your age and stuff, and there's no standout fertility problems. I can't understand why we haven't had a successful pregnancy. But look, some people do take 4, 5, 6 different transfers. I mean, here's praying that we'll go over to Cyprus and we're just successful straight away, and that would be beautiful.
I will, and we'd be like, oh, this is why it's never worked before.
But should we talk about though the anxiety and all, because we've had so many people reach out to us, especially over the last 48 hours, when I put up an image of me doing blood tests.
Oh yes.
And you know, like, they're going through similar, and we've had loads of people mention that they're on their 2-week wait, or they've just had their transfer. And that the feeling, I feel like you never stop worrying when you're going through IVF. You don't, do you?
No,
you don't. So basically, you're worrying all the way through your jabs, and it's not nice. I mean, mentally challenging going through all them jabs. Like, I think it changes you as a person having those jabs. You're being pumped full of all these different hormones that your body's not used to.
Do you know that I read online that if women that do IVF are more likely to get ovarian cancer?
God, I wonder if that is true.
Because
you're messing around.
It's because you're overstimulating your ovaries, and they're only meant to produce one egg a month, and you're there.
You're making them produce as many as possible. You're interfering.
Yeah. So like, IVF is hard, and if there's anyone out there going through it, like, you need to have a good network around you. You need to have a good support system.
Definitely.
Partner needs to be supportive, whether it's male or female, and you need to have a group of good friends and family that you can openly speak up to. Anything that's draining you, anything that's bad energy, get rid of them. You can't have it around you.
No, our friends have been amazing through this.
So amazing.
So we've got some really gorgeous rocks around us.
Yeah, we do.
And do you know what? Like, it's a very difficult journey, but the anxiety doesn't stop. You've got after that, when the eggs are pulled out, you've got your
5-day wait.
You've got this 5-day wait to see if any of what eggs turn into embryos, basically, to not bore everybody about the science part of it and stuff like that.
But basically, an embryo is a future baby.
Yeah.
So,
but like an egg, they have to get them to an embryo stage. So they're injected with sperm if you do ICSI, or they put them in a Petri dish if it's IVF and let them mix, and then you have a fertilization rate. And our fertilization rate for you was way lower than average. It was only 50%. And that was on both rounds, Kira.
Yes.
For some reason, it was like it wasn't mixing. But anyway, and then after that, they grow in a lab for 5 days, and we just kept losing them. We just kept losing them, didn't we? And then obviously on the last round that we had 2 embryos.
Yes.
But one had only just made it.
Yes.
Hadn't it? So we actually only really had one very strong one.
Yeah, one was a fresh transfer.
And then you couldn't have done any more, Kira, like, to make that transfer stick.
That
like,
last one, oh my God.
You did so much acupuncture. I thought you were overkilling it. You did bloody Reiki.
Oh, I was doing Reiki.
Massages.
Like,
you couldn't have done any more.
I was like keeping my feet warm. I was like cozied up. I had a water bottle on me 24/7. I did everything. And you know what? Sometimes, like, it's not on us as a person. Like, it's not only us. Why is it always on the woman with IVF? Like, why is it always on the woman? It's not. There's so many different factors. Like, obviously, your age, your health, the sperm you're using, if it gels well. Like, I've heard so many stories from, like, again, on Instagram, people being like, you know what? I went through like 3-4 IVFs. Me and my husband broke up. The 2 of us couldn't have kids, went off, and then had kids with people separately. Sometimes some people's energy, auras are just not meant to gel together.
Look, sometimes the universe just has a different journey for you, babe, honestly.
So I'm excited for Cyprus. I really am. Like, I actually didn't think I'd be excited for another round of IV. Bloody F. Well, here we are.
I am.
I can't wait.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So if you don't already follow her, make sure you do follow her.
Yes, follow us, Boss Mammies. So one of the questions we've had is, how have our family supported us on the next journey?
Our family are so supportive on what we've chose to do, and they have seen what we have actually gone through over the past, like,
few months.
Couple of months, and actually, and they're so supportive. They're obviously angry that this hasn't worked out for it, aren't they? But they're really, really supportive.
Totally, so supportive. Like, I feel like, especially with what we are about to do next, which will all be revealed as time goes on, but they've been very good at letting us come to the decision ourselves and respecting our wishes.
Yeah. There's been no trying to change our minds or anything.
No, and I think that's very important, especially when you're going through anything like this. Like, you need people around you that are like, this is your decision. Yeah. You do what's best for you, and we will support you.
Yeah. And protect yourselves and do whatever it takes.
Protect your energy.
Yeah. So next question is, how has this whole sort of IVF journey affected our business and things going forward? I think that's what the question means, but it's worded a bit strange. But like, basically, I think they're getting it like, how we managed to crack on with our normal day-to-day life.
Oh, honestly, I feel like this has pushed us more. And it's so weird. I didn't actually think, I thought, if this was like...
It's made us more motivated.
Yeah. It makes you motivated because like when you're going through something so in depth and so deep, and first of all, you find out who's there for you. You're a good support system, people who love you no matter what and just want to see you do well and be happy. But then secondly, you're like, any little things, niggles, giggles here, anything, you're like, oh, get over it. Like, come on, there's worse shit going on in the world.
Yeah.
So it just... you put your power into something else that like you just stay busy. Well, I think me and you do.
We've just been staying busy. Like at the back end of last year when I brought me back, we were very much trapped in the house. You were doing your IVF and we were very quiet. Nothing was going on social media.
Yeah.
And I think some people like you there. They like you in that position, don't they?
Yeah.
They like you being quiet and,
nothing.
boring and staying in the house all day. And now we've burst out with all this energy and stuff that we're up to at the minute. But we've just been keeping busy and cracking on with everyday life.
Yeah.
And
staying focused.
And look what we're achieving. Like, quietly behind the scenes, our businesses have just had the best January that we've ever had.
Ever.
In fact, it was the third best month we've ever had. And then February's been the best February we've ever had. So it's like we're channeling all this energy,
and I suppose
in the right way.
Yeah. But it's like that, like when you are bogged down with kind of something like this that does kind of, it does like bog you down, let's be honest, especially when you're going through it. But it's good to just put your focus into something else and not think about it.
Yeah.
And it is. I feel like our business has boomed since this. So look, we've a lot to be grateful for.
We do. And then we've got a big launch coming soon.
I know. Launching.
Next question.
What do you wish most people knew about IVF?
I think when you're going to go into IVF, and before you go into IVF, you're going to have to be prepared to be absolutely on tenterhooks, like worrying all the time. It never stops, that worry. No. Basically, you're worried when you're being injected with the jabs. Then you're worried for the embryos growing in the lab. What's going to make it? What's not? Am I going to have a failed round? Am I going to have embryos left? Then after that, you've got your transfer, and then you're on a 2-week wait window.
Yes.
And then the anxiety and the panic of that. And then even when you do get pregnant, you've then got this horrible worry, am I going to continue, is this pregnancy going to be successful? Am I going to make the 3-month mark? And sadly, the rates are worrying as to how many don't. And I think probably the worst time is when you've had the transfer and you're sat waiting and you don't know whether you're a bit too much information, but you don't know whether your period's going to come.
Yes.
Or you don't know, or you might be preg.
Oh, like on both of my transfers, like I was convinced I was pregnant. Like I was like, my boobs were gone so big, they were so sore.
You were adamant.
Like I was even like getting a bit like certain smells.
Yeah.
And foods was torn in my stomach.
Yeah,
food versions. I was like, ugh. Especially the second one, I was like, Harley, this feels weird.
And then you had a little bit of light spotting.
Yeah, and which can be good as well. But then obviously, I woke up on my 34th birthday. Thanks for pointing out, Carly. With Mother Nature. Like literally the morning of my birthday.
That was a really hard day, wasn't it? That.
Happy birthday, hon.
I know, you were devastated. We were both just devastated because like it's like, is it not? I was spotting when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's normal.
It's so weird. Like, and
spot
obviously
at that point.
Medication that you're on as well to try keep the baby or the embryo there. It's all giving you these signs. So you're right. I think the 2-week wait is the worst.
And we did do a sneaky little test, didn't we? Before we were meant to. Yeah. I think we did one at 6 days and there was nothing there. So I think that killed your motivation a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was far too early. You're supposed to wait about 10 days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Will we test early again the next time?
No.
I think we will.
No.
In Cyprus.
We need to not jinx it.
Come here, you tested so early on your one as when you had Tiger.
I know I did.
Like day 5 or so.
I know.
So you'll be the one that won the test. So the next question is, what have you both used from your previous rounds of IVF that you will take into the next round with you?
Oh, that's a juicy one, isn't it? For me, I am just a bigger, better, stronger person than I was like 4 years ago. I feel like I'm wiser. I'm more prepared. I know exactly what I'm going in for.
I feel like
And
you'll be less a bababy as well doing the jabs, because I've just done it twice and you just have
I
to be
know,
like, soldier on.
to be fair, I've had that much Botox and filler since then. I'm not really bothered.
That's it. I think that's why I was
Needle is
really
up,
okay.
pet. Needle is up.
Needle is up there. Oh, I feel like with me, I'll probably just be taken in, like, I'll just try, as I have been with the other rounds, just to be really calm, really relaxed, trust the process, and just know that the universe has me covered.
Yeah,
Do you know?
I think what will be, will be.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll get there in the end, babe.
Yeah,
we will.
yeah. I
We'll
know
get
we
there.
will, babe.
And we'll look back in 3 years' time and we'll be like, thank fuck this all happened.
Yeah.
And thank God we did this. Next question. Have you made any changes to your health, body, mindset in preparation for the next round?
Yes, the both of us have. But I feel like we did that like when we started our IVF as well last year.
We did, but for me, us starting this year, I
Yeah.
do feel like we've been on a big, in the past couple of weeks, keto diet.
Yes,
Haven't we? And I
healthy.
feel amazing.
We also did a water fast.
We did a water
For
fast.
63 hours, we didn't eat anything, just drank
Just
water.
drank loads of water.
Alkaline water.
But do you know what that's meant to do? It is meant to give you a cell clear out. So in a nutshell, without sounding too sciencey, it basically, after a certain time, there's a word for it, is a apothe or something.
Apostin.
I don't know. Anyway, your cells basically start eating all the badness that's in them.
Yeah, so it gets rid of all bad cells from your body.
And the good cells start eating the bad ones and stuff like that. So it's like you have a detox of all your cells and that.
I felt
And,
amazing after that.
yeah, like brain fog had gone.
Yes.
Because I was procrastinating a lot before that.
Yes.
And like just feel really good. Like we were a bit carby before that. We were in a bit of we're
rut.
having a lot of takeaways and a bit of a rut. Eating the same thing every night.
Yes. And that's it as well. Like when I've been doing my acupuncture and stuff, like I've been recommended just to strip back to basics. Like we wouldn't have eaten a lot of red meat, and now I make sure at least twice a week we'll have red meat and stuff.
We've cut a lot of the carbs and processed crap out, haven't we?
Lots of process. But I feel like and that's the thing. Like I honestly feel like me and you are really healthy people. Like we cook everything from like scratch. Obviously we'll have one or two takeaways. We have our alkaline water. But again, I think your eggs are your eggs, your body is your body. You see people out there on the street, like everyone's seeing people on drugs, and they're walking around with gangs of kids.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Do you think it's true what they say, that you are born with every single, well, you are, aren't you? You're born with every egg that you're
that your
ever
mother
gonna,
and your nanny had, that your man, your nanny had.
so you're basically born with all of your eggs.
Yeah.
So
And I do
wonder,
believe that.
I wonder if it's true, if you really can change your egg quality or not, because you're already born with them. They're already in you.
Yeah, they're in your body already. So my eggs were in my mum's. My mum's eggs with
that's
me were
dead
in
weird.
my nanny's. So I
That's
was
such
in
a
my
weird
nanny
thing.
at some stage.
That is weird, isn't it?
But it's true. It's scientifically proven.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
Like,
in answer to the question though,
I think you can improve your egg quality. We're on a lot more supplements. I've stopped drinking alcohol Christmas Day. We don't drink
don't
much
drink
anyways.
anyway. I have the odd glass of bloody Prosecco. I
I
might as well be teetotal. It's pointless.
I feel like we might as well. Like we don't drink much. Like if we do drink, it'd be like a big blowout a year or something.
Yeah, once a year.
But I do think we're quite healthy.
Yeah.
Training kind of took a bit of a knockback, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But
We've started our training
back
up again.
Yeah. But again, I just think we need to get positive mindset
Yeah.
and know that this is going to happen. We're taking different avenues. We're going to have what we want.
That's it.